We're going to change things up a little bit today. We're here at Speedway Shocks. We're going to be building the shocks for the 410 Sprint car.
Yeah, so we're going to put together a new set of Pro A1 series shocks that we're going to bolt on that car and hopefully give it away to a good customer.
Sweet. Little sneak peek behind the scenes type deal. So, ready to go? So what's that plastic bag you just put in there?
The gas bag is a controlled amount of air that takes up space inside the shock. So whenever the pressure changes inside the shock, it has room for it to go. This is a twin tube shock, which is really nice for a lot of places that's really rough, or if you get dings in it, the piston can go down inside the shock and you can still have a dent out here and it doesn't have a problem.
Looks like this is a spring rater, but why would we rate this spring?
We can build these things a lot more accurately if we rate the springs and we know exactly what it takes to get inside the shock. This is going to be a compression spring, and I know that we need about a 55-pound spring for this. And I know that I need about a 17-pound rebound spring, so a 16.6 is pretty close. But we also have to put a 15,000 shim underneath that. So we're just going to shove that shim on there, put the spring on it. We're going to put our bullet on there, and then we're going to assemble it in the piston. So now we got our piston assembled, we're going to go ahead and put our carrier and our piston protector and our O-ring on, and a spring or compression spring that we already rated. We're going to go ahead and assemble this all together. Okay. So now we've got the shock all assembled. We can put it over here on this vacuum machine and get all the air out of it. This machine is actually a vacuum machine, so it sucks all the oil out, all the air out, and then it pushes it all back in and puts it to a pressure. The reason why you got to get the air out is because if there's a little bitty tiny particle of air in there and you stroke the shock, it becomes 50 different particles of air, or it just disintegrates basically. Then the whole shock gets what we call cavitated, and it makes the shock not perform like it's supposed to. Okay, we're going to the dyno.
What are the lines on this graph here for?
Okay, so this is what we call a parameter. So all of our shocks have a very tight window that they can basically be in. So this is a 4 compression, 6 to 9 rebound. There's maybe 7 to 8 pounds all across the board on the compression and about 20 pounds on the rebound.
Let's see what she can do.
Okay, so now that we've got the test run, we're going to show all the clicks. And you can tell that the shock adjusts all the way throughout the range. And then we'll produce a dyno sheet for the customer.
It's dynoed, it's built, it's ready to go. Now all we gotta do is put them on the car. Out of the box, what do we gotta do?
You gotta put the rod ends on the shocks themselves. The left rear, we're gonna do something special with it. We're gonna put a bump rubber and a bump cup on it. So we'll do those last, but basically you just gotta put your travel marker on there so you can check the suspension travel.
Now I noticed actually this jam nut has a recess on, kind of a boss on one side.
There's one side that's actually machined flat, and that's preferred to put it up against the rod end. So we got the jam nuts tightened down. The only one that's special is the left rear. So there's this adapter that basically holds, there's a spring that holds that in there. And what you want to do is install this. The big side of the bump rubber goes down inside that cup so that it squeezes it in there, like so. That way when it's on the shock, the rubber stays up inside there. If it's a shorter one, like you can trim this off, then you're kind of hiding it from the other people that are watching you, so you can kind of be top secret or whatever. You're gonna put your nut, you're gonna put this little adapter, and then you're gonna put your rod in.
So this one won't use the travel indicator then?
A lot of people will put it on there, but it's gonna be bottomed out all the time, so I don't even put it on there. So We got that all installed on there. You just put your spring back on there. Slide that up on there and
Ready
there
to
you
go.
go.
Well, now that they're ready to go, put them on the car, or do we got to put the mounts first?
We got to get all the shock mounts put on the car first.
Okay. And Jason, you want to snug these up because they're
nylock nuts, so they don't have to be super tight. So with this Eagle front axle, there's adjustable shock mounts in these, and what that does is it allows you to have a different length of shock if you ever needed it. So on the left side, the top one is your standard location, and then you got 2 holes down if you ever needed to add length or maybe you wanted to have more travel. And on the right front, the center location is your standard location, so you can go 1 up or 1 down. That gives you a 1/2 inch of travel. All right, let's get these things put on the car. The 9-inch one is going to be for the right rear, so you want to put that one on there?
Sure.
I like to put the bodies down because the way these adjust, the adjustment's right here on the top so that you can get to it.
Perfect. Now the front. I do like to put logos to the outside, also with the information on the inside. It's just a choice of mine. Do you do the same thing?
Sure to hide all your information.
Or put the logo to the outside, or both? Shocks are on, everything's looking good, it's coming together, getting a little bit closer. Thank you, Jason, for your help.
Not a problem.
We'll have another couple guys come in here next time and do the wheels and tires.